You can't always get what you want, sang Mick Jagger, but if you try sometimes, you just might find, you get what you need, and sometimes, just sometimes, you get both. Everyone who follows Leitrim football wanted the lads to win against Louth on Saturday. The team needed a victory. One of the finest Leitrim attacking performances I've seen delivered both. The sun was casting long shadows towards the new stand when Emlyn Mulligan, the last Leitrim player on the field, said goodbye to his parents Grace and Marcus. They've seen their son go through a lot for that green and gold jersey. 3 cruciate knee ligament injuries and the 9 months of rehab that goes with each of them are the most tangible wounds inflicted. But like any Leitrim player, he's suffered his share of heartbreaks too. In New York, when his team needed him, he stood taller than the Statue of Liberty. Make no mistake, without him, we would have been sent packing from Trumptown faster than an illegal immigrant. The artificial turf and extra time took their toll on his hinges. Against Roscommon he looked out of sorts, the jet lag not yet left his limbs and mind. But he is irrepressibly positive and immediately looked to the next game, knowing that is the only one that counts. Against Louth he did what he does best, deliver under pressure, often when the rest of the team are looking for a leader or a way to get into the game. A first-half free and 2 exquisite points from play negated the goal that gifted Louth a perfect start to the game. But this was a team effort, and even more than the result, I hope the performance has a lasting impact on this side's belief, resilience, and desire to remain together as a squad for years to come. Ryan O'Rourke came of age as a county footballer, as did Dara Rooney and Jack Heslin. At the other end of the experience spectrum, Paddy McGuire and Donald Wynne gave 2 of the finest performances of their long careers. My father was fond of urging us to make a name for ourselves. Damien Moran did just that on Saturday. If the Born-a-Coolie man can maintain his current form, not a defender in the country will want to be issued with the task of marking him. With a name comes a reputation, and Moran will be a marked man by Monaghan. Step up, Damien. This is your time. Lessons must be taken from the game too. How we deal with the opposition kick-out, for example. Louth destroyed us in the first 25 minutes as we allowed them a free man to win, I think, 10 kickouts in a row relatively uncontested. The sending off helped us greatly as we could go man-to-man and still enjoy the benefits of the sweeper in defense. It's something the management team will have to look at against Monaghan, who love to build from defense. I couldn't have cared less who came out of the hat. I say the same thing to all the lads as I've said to Damien, step it up again. You raised your game to new heights against Louth. Now lift it to heights you didn't previously imagine you could reach. You'll need to. This weekend you have won yourself the opportunity to pitch yourself against some of the best teams in the country at the moment. Be prepared for a level of physicality you haven't experienced to date. Monaghan once bullied us in a game in Perkshon. Don't let that happen to you. But don't forget to play with the verve and passion you displayed on Saturday. In my last column I asked you all to open your chests and play with a spring in your step. Your manager Benny Gakian asked you to express yourselves. How you responded. Now realize you are limited only by your own thoughts. You have nothing to fear in Monaghan. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate my former Melbourne Gales teammate Paul Brennan on his Ulster title. Paul contributed handsomely to Donegal's victory over Fermanagh, notching up 2 fine points, as he did in the semi-final against Down. Paul is holding down the centre-back berth for our northern neighbours, but with this Donegal side positions often account for very little, and Paul, like the rest of his backline, covered most blades of grass in clones. I had several conversations with Donegal men over the past few years trying to convince them that Paul would not only make their county team but would add to it. A superiority complex, a hang-up from their All-Ireland title, perhaps, prevented them from believing that a former Leitrim footballer would take the place of a Donegal player. I knew Paul's power and pace would suit Donegal's style perfectly. Melvin Gales were always accused of playing Donegal football, and Paul won Man of the Match in the 2012 Leitrim County Final, demonstrating it to perfection. Well, I've always made it known that I was disappointed to see Paul lost to club and county football in Leitrim. I always wished him well. I was thrilled on Sunday for Paul and his family that the effort he has put in since his move has reaped such tangible rewards. Paul always kept himself in exceptional physical shape, but he has added a level of maturity to his game that is reflected in just how calm, comfortable, and decisive he is on the ball. Throughout the National League, he was regularly the Donegal player, assisting a scorer with a pivotal last pass. Ulster titles aren't easy to come by. While working with the Donegal News, I covered Donegal's final defeats to Armagh in 2002, 04, and 06. They have appeared in a remarkable 7 finals since 2011, winning 4 including Sundays. I look forward to cheering Paul on in Croke Park later this year in the Super 8s, and I believe there is more to come from this exciting Donegal team, as I do for this exciting young Leitrim team. Leah Tremabu.